So I wanted to show you kind of what you can expect your students' journals to look like. And this is an example of a journal from an 8-year-old and then my journal. And so I actually highly encourage all educators to journal with their students because number one, it models lifelong learning. Number two, you're modeling how to take notes and how their journals should look. And so overall, it's just a really good idea to do it with them. But um, essentially, you can think of this as being like this is what a teenager's journal would look like versus an elementary student. So these are our notes page with our actual journaling sheets from the lesson. Here are our graphs for temperature and rainfall over time. Here is an example of a lesson where we draw an insect. And as you can see, the insect for an older student is going to be much more detailed. There's going to be much more anatomy labeled than on the younger students. But as you can see, I've modeled here how the student can take notes and kind of keep track of things. I think that's really good. And these are the notes that you're going to take when you watch the videos and when you talk about the lesson with the students. This is some of their examples of nature journaling sheets and how different those can look. As you can see, the 8-year-old just drew the organism and then labeled it and wrote a little bit about what it did. Whereas older students, they're going to add a lot more detail. This is an example of our lesson of the 3 different types of bees, and you can see over here in the notes that we are, making comparisons using charts. Here's another example that, we have an aster that was drawn on both of them. 8-year-old, this would be an example of, what you could get from a high school student. Centipede, same thing here. You'll see that there's a lot more detail for what older students would be providing versus what a younger student would do. And this one, so our lesson on true bugs. So again, I think it's highly valuable that if you purchase an extra kit for yourself as an educator, because you can do this right alongside with your kids, they're going to start seeing, all right, this is how, this is a good way to take notes, and also this is kind of what they need to expect for their nature journaling sheets. So I hope that gives you a good idea of number one, what the journals look like when they're actually being completed, but also what to expect with different ages.